Go.
Greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome in today for episode 72 of the Pod Ones podcast. I'm your host, Char J, joined by my co-host, Luke.
How's it going, everybody?
And Hereth Productions.
Why are we doing an episode on Friday? I'm kidding.
It's because of Thanksgiving. But I hope everyone's having a great day so far. Today we're going to be covering Star Wars Rebels episode 5 of season 2, aka Always 2, There Are. We're going to be talking about the Seventh Sister, the Fifth Brother, and a whole lot of great things that Star Wars Rebels has introduced and brought us to the canon timeline. Luke, Hereth, you ready to get the show rolling?
Yeah, give me a second here. 3, 2, 1, here we go.
The Jedi Knights are all but destroyed, and yet your task is not complete, Inquisitor. The Emperor has foreseen a new threat rising against him. The Podwans Podcast.
And we are back. Okay, so today we have 3 guests on today to talk about the Always 2 There Are episode of Star Wars Rebels. Our first guest is a returner to the show. She is also our ghostwriter. She's been on many of our shows, and she is one of the 3 hosts of Sith Face Podcast. Let's bring in Alanis at Not a Kyber.
Oh, look, it's like one of the 8 people we call our honorary 4th member of the Pod Ones podcast.
Hello. I mean, I was fired,
No,
I was fired.
You were never fired. You were never hired. There's
fired.
no documentation. No documentation.
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme you got running here.
Ponzi scheme. We don't make money off of this. We don't make money to be profitable to be a Ponzi scheme. If we're a Ponzi scheme, we're a real shitty Ponzi scheme.
Anyways,
be honest.
Luke, please digress. And Alanis, how are you?
I'm good. How is everyone?
I'm good.
Anyone do any Black Friday shopping today?
Kind of.
Apparently, did you end up getting Chewy that $30 Lord of the Rings?
No, I couldn't stomach spending $30 on a dog toy.
I would have yelled at you for buying in that.
Yeah, I couldn't stomach that.
Maybe not yell at. Sternly be like, what are you doing?
But yeah, I did a little bit of shopping, so it was a good day. Yeah,
and also, how was your Thanksgiving? Did you hang out with the family? And
yeah, my Thanksgiving every year is always very interesting, and this year it was
it
no
did
less.
Not disappoint.
Was it extra interesting, or was it just interesting?
All I'm gonna say is Luke got a text message that read, "We're gonna have a very fun debriefing later."
Yeah. At one point, she said, "FaceTime me now," and I was like,
"Yeah."
So that's how we're going. All right.
Oh yeah. So it was an interesting Thanksgiving. I made a lot of things and they were good.
What did you end up making? You said pumpkin pie, but what else did you make?
So I made a caramelized honey pumpkin pie, banana bread pudding thing that my family goes feral over, mac and cheese, the mashed potatoes. I think that was it. But yeah, it was a busy day.
Cannot wait to eat all of that at one point or another.
Oh, thank you, Pat.
All right, and it's good to have you here, Alanis. It's good to have you back. And our second guest today is one of my fellow friends. He's been on for many different shows. I believe he's been on for 2 episodes of the Clone Wars, or
none. He hasn't been on. This is his first time being on the podcast.
He was on a
He has been on.
Surprised. And you know what? I'm surprised because he's been in our community and he's been such a good friend for us for such a long time. But I'm glad he's here to talk about the Inquisitors and here to talk about Star Wars Rebels. Let's bring in my friend, my Halo friend, my brother in arms, Jesse at Mentally Ill Sith Lord.
How did you not know that I haven't been on before?
You've been in Discord with us so much. I just thought, like, hey, maybe you have been on, but I guess
you guys just didn't see me. I was actually there the whole time.
You were.
It was Jesse all along.
Okay, well, that's my cue. See you later, everybody.
Just kidding. That was me. But Jesse, where can the good people follow you? And how was your? Oh yeah, being a Canadian, how was it? How was your like?
How was my Thanksgiving? The first Monday of October, second Monday of October. It was great. I actually don't remember it. Where can everyone follow me though? TikTok at Mentally Ill Sith Lord, and I have a Twitter. It's the same thing, but I don't recommend going there. It's just random things, on Twitter. don't go there. It's.
I mean, Jesse, your tweets were golden when Elon Musk took over Twitter. You just were like, screw it.
I was ready. I was like, if Twitter is about to get shut down, I am going to get canceled as fast as possible. I tried not to say anything like horrible. I was just like, Star Wars is woke garbage, and it didn't get much attention, so it didn't work. And Twitter's still here, so
Sadly,
I guess I got to try again another time.
Eventually, one day, Jesse,
One day.
you will get canceled, and it'll be okay. The world will be great.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Oh.
Anyway, on to the next.
All right, and then our third and final guest today, she's making her debut for the Star Wars Rebels rewatch. She has been on for 2 Clone Wars episodes. I
Yes.
know that she's been on for 2.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which ones. I know that they involve Asajj Ventress, but I can't name the 2 off my head. But let's bring in our good friend, Vanessa.
The iconic episode where Camilla gave her heartwarming speech of
Mhm.
Padme.
Oh, yes. Yeah. She was also on for a Padme episode and a Asajj Ventress episode.
Tomatoes,
I don't think it was
tomatoes.
Ventress. I think was it a Ventress episode? I was on a round
Sure.
table at some point. I
Yes.
think they're both
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Boba Fett. Well, Jesse was also on for a Boba Fett episode. as
Jesse was
well.
on
Yes,
5.
sir.
Vanessa was on 6 or 4. I know it's one of the 2.
But Vanessa, how was your Thanksgiving?
My whole family was sick. So
Oh!
F in the
Aw.
chat on that
Yeah.
one. Why-
well,
what-
okay.
Is that an
Yeah.
F or is that a W?
No, it was kind of a W because like we didn't want to go out.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
Nice.
we wanted to avoid that FaceTime me now text, you know?
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I mean,
that.
well, when my parents went out because they weren't sick, and there was some, so we get a good debriefing afterwards, of like what happened, who they saw, who was there.
Those are the
So-
best though, like the parents debriefing.
Yeah.
I love the parents debriefing.
I love
There's,
those.
oh, I could get into family drama, but perhaps that's not appropriate.
Maybe
for a
offline.
podcast.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe offline. I feel like here's an interesting one. So now that we have everybody in, okay, you have to choose 5 Star Wars. No, we'll say who in your top 5. Who would you love to have Thanksgiving with in the Star Wars universe?
Nobody, bro. Nobody. My top 5 is like murderers and war criminals. I'm not having Thanksgiving
So,
with any of them.
basically, except for yourself, replace all of us with a Star Wars character. That's essentially what we're asking.
Yeah, basically.
I'm forgetting the woman's name in Mando, the one who
Pelly?
helps him like refurb. Yeah, I feel like she's very resourceful, and like she seems to stay calm under pressure. And like I just had a Friendsgiving today, lots of cooking. Like stakes are high. Everything needs to be like done at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think that those skills are applicable to a Thanksgiving meal.
I'm saying Qui-Gon so we can go for a walk.
Oh,
You catch my drift?
Yeah,
You catch my
yeah.
drift?
Yeah. He's bringing all the tools. He's
Yeah.
bringing all of the essentials.
That took me a second. I'm not gonna lie. Why would you go for a walk with Qui? Oh, okay.
Nothing
get it.
nefarious happening. That would be.
Oh well, obviously
no.
Alanis would be Qui-Gon. I bet I can guess at least 3 out of the 5.
Go for it.
Qui-Gon and
Well, obviously-
4 Chiss.
Yeah, Qui-Gon. Yeah. Qui-Gon, Callus, Thrawn, Thras.
No.
Thrawn would be the worst at Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I would not invite Thrawn.
He
Absolutely
put stuff
not.
all over a beautiful white tunic, and I would be
Okay.
like, "Oh,
The
Thrash?
politics.
Obi-Wan.
Absolutely.
Thrawn.
Thras, Obi-Wan.
Absolutely. No, I wouldn't want Obi-Wan.
Oh, what? Anakin?
Yeah, I like chaos.
Okay, so yeah, Anakin.
Which is
Okay.
basically my answer, because I was going to say Elzar, because just for chaos. Just
that
like,
was a man." What a guy.
What a guy.
You just sit there at Thanksgiving dinner.
Accidentally cutting down a person that was trying to help.
Yes.
No, hey. F in the chat.
Someone's
Yeah.
cutting like the
He-
Thanksgiving dinner. Thinks he's Niall. What?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a person that would be like, you know, the person that like can't, the type of person that like can't not have an argument. Like someone says something that's a bit too pro
Quinlan
empire,
Voss.
and yeah, I love Quinlan.
No, I feel
Good
like Tim from Andor would be that guy.
Oh, Tim would be the worst
Yeah.
at Thanksgiving.
Oh,
but
I want
Tim-
Brasso sitting next to me Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I want Brasso.
Yeah.
what a man.
What a
Did you
Wow.
finish Andor?
I did. I finished Andor, and then I watched the episode for this. Now I'm here drinking my cider.
Nice.
Having
Priorities.
my little drink.
Priorities. I would say shit. I would say Obi-Wan.
Oh,
Mine,
really?
mine would be boring. mine would be boring. Yeah, mine would be boring. Obi-Wan.
Wait, I think we're
Hondo.
forgetting the Thanksgiving queen, Beru Lars.
Oh, Beru.
She's cooking
Beru.
everything.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
she's doing
yeah,
it
she's-
strapped.
Well, there's actually
she's-
one character that I have in mind at my table that could also cook everything.
Okay, go ahead, Char.
He's I'm surprised Luke didn't say this. He has 4 arms. He has
I
a
was
perfect
saying.
every once
Yeah, I
in a
was
while.
thinking it.
Damn it. Fuck. I meant
He would be telling the most random stories.
Dude,
Dexter Jester.
for sure.
He
You'd
would
be
tell
the old
random
grandpa
stories.
that
He'd be
sits.
cooking the best food. And he
Yes.
would just be having an amazing time.
Yes, you're
And he would just be
absolutely
Talking
right.
about
laughing at you in the
politics,
face,
too, while
being
he's
very, very
cooking.
awkward. He'd just be like,
Yeah, he's
And
just
then
like
Obi-Wan would just
kicking
be
his
like-
ass while he's doing like trying to
Yeah.
get the temperature for the turkey.
yeah.
He's like, oh, and then Obi-Wan walks in the room. He goes, oh, Obi-Wan, what do you know?
Yeah, so
I
I,
think
feel like
we should take Attack of the Clones away from Luke.
I agree.
Support.
But I feel like the best characters to have for a Thanksgiving dinner, obviously Beru Lars and Dexter Jester, because we need people to actually have a good meal. Like without them, we don't have a good meal.
Yeah, because
I also feel like
show up. I am the entertainment when I walk in through the door.
well, I feel
That's
like
all I
Hondo-
give here.
Hondo will be necessary because if we need like something from the store that we didn't get, he can just easily just go and grab it and just be like, "Ha profit!" and then just walk out of the
You
store
get it
without
illegally,
paying.
though.
Yeah, he can smuggle everything.
I just love
And
how
then-
Char is going with food. The rest of us are going with drama.
Yeah, I'm
Hey.
trying to think like actually
Hey.
like if you want to have a good meal with good people that you can talk to.
I should be thinking.
Wait,
You're absolutely
Old
right.
man Rex. Not young
Oh.
Rex.
Oh,
Old man Rex. You need the grandpa. You need the grandpa.
And then Rex starts talking about like the separatist republic, like politics at the dinner
back
table.
in my day, boys and girls.
Look at this comment.
When I don't go back to
On program.
No.
on program.
Turkey's coming out.
That's a good one.
That's
Hereth,
amazing.
Yeah,
What would you choose? Who would your choice?
I already said Elzar.
Well, Elzar, but like I said 5.
Oh, you said 5. I thought we were just going with the 1.
Oh well, that's
Oh.
just fucking great.
Oh, I said 2, and then I was like 1. Okay, we're going another one. Ugh, I gotta go someone else. That's also. I'm gonna go Quinlan as well because I feel like Quinlan would be fun. Quinlan would just be chilling. We'd just be vibing.
He'd touch a cup. He would know what like the drama that like
Yes.
he'd touch a cup that somebody else had talked about. And, like he would know the drama in
He
between.
would
those
sense
two people,
everything.
and then he would be able to like add into it.
And then
Oh.
by approximation, if we're talking Dark Disciple, Quinlan, he would bring Ventress as his +1, and it'd be very entertaining.
Yeah,
But
but
Ventress would bring like a vegan dessert.
yeah, very true.
But not
I
because
think
she's
you're
vegan, but
right.
just because everyone else really loves dairy. Like, that's the vibe I get from Ventress.
Wow.
Oh Jesus.
When
That's
politics
great.
pops off of the table, Ventress to get like just immediately responds, and it's amazing.
But real quick, I'm gonna show the background real quick. How do I do that?
You just
Maybe I
remove
don't.
everyone from the stream.
Well, no. Wait, that's
Wow.
me. Sorry, I am not the important one here. Or maybe I am. Who knows?
You just lost 5 viewers just like that.
No, I gained 2 more. So, haha, Funny.
Oh, they're all gone now.
Oh well, you can't
Everyone's
really
like,
see it.
everyone's like, got it. Leave
Yeah.
stream.
You can't really see it. But from my left to the right, it's Rivendell, Westeros, and then Yavin 4. And we'll all have it up before the stream ends, and so that you guys can see
Desecrating
it.
Yavin
But
4 with some good guy symbols.
Jesus. Anyway, but let's get into the episode. Jesse, we do this little thing called describe the episode in 2 or less sentences. It can be funny, it can be serious, but you're up first.
Oh gosh. Every time, so I actually just watched through. Well, we didn't finish. We have 5 episodes of Rebels left. My friend hadn't seen Rebels, so we just watched through the whole thing. And while we were watching this episode, all I could think of was like the 7th sister, and I was like, wow. Ezra is struggling that whole time. So my literally like 2.
Do you want me to come back?
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to word this.
Okay. Linus, you're up.
Purple carpet, art school dropout, iPad baby, play shoots and ladders in an abandoned building, but survive.
I love Vanessa's face right now. Like, what the fuck?
iPad baby.
That's the first thing that I could think of for Ezra, because we banned Space Aladdin. So
No, yeah, that's true. We did.
We also banned the word Gen Z.
yeah, Gen
Oh.
Z and Space Nebraska for Lothal.
That's
Yeah,
good.
we Death Star.
I'll let
Nebraska.
that one slide. I'll let that one slide.
Space.
Assholes targeting on the play. Jesse, back if you're ready.
Oh, I can think of just a few words. Mommy issues. Because we all know what Ezra was thinking. Simpage. Pranks, because Chopper, magnetizing himself. Bro's devious.
Yep.
And reminiscing on war crimes.
Gotcha.
I want Bros Devious with a picture of Chopper on a t-shirt immediately. Like, I seriously need that immediately.
Oh,
Where's
good.
Brooke?
Yeah, Brooke.
Where's Brooke?
Brooke. Vanessa.
When I was watching it, I was like, wow, Rebels is great. Need to go back, do a rewatch. And then when Callus showed up, I was just like, Alanis is right. Alanis is right. Alanis is right. So Rebels underrated is my first sentence. Alanis is right. Second sentence.
God bless you, Vanessa. God bless you, Vanessa.
Man, somebody's getting points in here, and
The 37 seconds of Callus in this episode, well worth it.
Why do you know the exact number?
Oh, do you want to know the
okay,
exact
no,
number of how
so
much screen time he has? Because
I was
she's
just
got
gonna
that.
say, the 37 seconds I just freeballed. The actual amount of time he's in Rebels is 1 hour, 32 minutes, 37 seconds.
That's
And
not a
she
lot.
doesn't.
She
She doesn't.
doesn't. Yeah.
And she doesn't have a problem, guys. I swear, she doesn't have a problem.
She doesn't. What are you
Look,
talking
if I
about?
had the dedication to actually do math, I would figure out how many times I've seen either Maul or Malgus be game over. I will never try
Sure,
Malgus.
it's like I
I'm
read it
bad at
and
math,
I
but
it.
something about Callus.
I mean,
Also-
That will
Boba Fett in
eventually.
the original trilogy only had 6 minutes and 32 seconds. But
Cool,
like,
that's common knowledge.
That's,
That's
like,
common
over an
knowledge.
hour
That's
for a
common.
character that's not really covered that often. That's impressive.
That's
HR.
common knowledge. That's common knowledge, bro.
Luke,
on
you're
now.
common knowledge.
I
Talk to
am.
the cardboard cutout.
Hey, at least I am knowledge.
You
Some
are.
knowledge.
That
at
was
least
such
I'm-
a weak comeback.
Yeah,
That
that
was
was
so
bad.
weak.
Anyway,
You said
that was
I
it.
acknowledge
Anyway,
and Vanessa
anyway,
continues
let's
to pour
get-
glass.
Let's
Okay.
get, let's get into the story part of this
Let's do
episode.
it.
Nothing going on here.
Nothing at all.
Alright, let's get into let's get let's get into the episode. Basically, the episode starts off with Ezra kind of being torn from Rex and Kanan. He's annoyed of all the responsibility that he's trying to do, so he leaves with Zeb and Sabine to go on a never mind. I'm not gonna put myself in that.
Your comeback game is so bad tonight. It's so
I
bad.
can't just be happy. Not once in my life here. I cannot.
No.
I can't be happy. So Ezra goes with Sabine and Zeb and Chopper. They're sent to a abandoned medical facility from the Clone Wars, where they run into the fifth brother and the seventh sister. They're captured. Zeb ends up clutching up by basically telling them to look up, and they escape, and they warn Ahsoka and Kanan that there are more Inquisitors, and that's where we end the episode. So my first question is: so in the episode, by the way, Freddie Prinze Jr.'s wife voices the seventh sister.
She's our wife now.
Yeah, she's our wife. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. That is fair. So she is talking to Ezra when she captures him. She says there are opportunities for them to become the Grand Inquisitor. My question is why don't you think they named a Grand Inquisitor after season 1?
Counter question.
Okay.
What makes you think they didn't and we just never saw them?
That is a counter question. But I feel like it's
over here.
but I also feel like it's very like it would be I feel like it would be a point for them to have a Grand Inquisitor, right? Because that's kind of like the stepping stone. Like once Grand Moff Tarkin dies, well, also that's not true either because they didn't make another Grand Moff. He was the only one, right?
Also, I want to say that maybe here's an idea because I always thought like the Kenobi idea with the Grand Inquisitor was just kind of a bait just to get Reva to chase after Obi-Wan. What if they didn't name another Grand Inquisitor? Maybe they were just like, "Hey, let's just get this on Reva." Because remember,
they're trying to downscale the company.
Yeah,
couldn't pay the salary.
Yeah, probably. Vanessa.
I think, well, we don't know if there is a Grand Inquisitor, like Jesse said. But even when there was, I think a lot of the point of fascism and oppression, there's always the goal of reiterating and like encouraging conflict between groups so that to like basically distract them. And that just kind of further helps their cause anyway. So it was interesting, even though it's a kid show, to see that and to see like I was here first. No, this person is mine, and it's so like it's a very subtle thing, but it was interesting to see how in Kenobi like they furthered those ideas, and you can kind of just like watch this one episode and like you understand their dynamic, even though it's such a brief interaction. So I really appreciated that.
Yeah. Absolutely, Vanessa. This is kind of the answer I thought of. Vader's like, I'm the captain now because he doesn't trust anyone in that role anymore. He's like, we don't need a Grand Inquisitor. Like, I can take care of all the Jedi. Like, who gives a shit at this point? But anybody else have any other thoughts besides Jesse putting a Uno reverse card on me?
I think the Inquisitors are just a bunch of pick-me's. A bunch of bootlickers.
Oh,
a bunch of
ass kissers.
Agreed.
Yeah, a bunch
it's
of
also
brown
in the nature
nosers.
of the Sith not to give the lessers power to make yourself look less powerful. I think.
I mean,
because Vader is in charge of the Inquisitors, and because he is got Palpatine. Palpatine's little "I'm the best" rubs on Vader, and Vader's like, "Well, I'm the best." So he's like, "Well, there doesn't need to be any grand anything. They can all just be below me, and then I'll be in charge of them." Like that answer said, like it's the nature of the Sith to discourage any growth.
I mean, the only one that ever really wanted to climb for power was Reva, if you think about it, in the Inquisitorius. Everyone else was just like, I'm happy where I'm at, except for the fifth brother.
Yeah, the fifth brother was like, that
He
seat
sucks.
is mine.
He sucks.
Better as Sung Kang. Sung Kang better as fifth brother. No questions asked.
Elbozo. Alanis?
No, I think everything was pretty much said. I'm still going with they're downscaling the company.
I feel like that's a good one.
They were like,
too,
yeah,
know?
we want to fill the role, but
like
money's tight.
Like HR is going through the budget, and they're like, do we really need I mean,
They all
we could
keep
just
dying,
give it
so,
to
like-
Vader.
We're building this fucking weapon. I don't know, dude.
All the Inquisitors keep dying, so they're probably just like obviously these people don't do very much if they just keep dying.
I mean,
Like-
we just had these bunch of mass breakouts in prisons, building this weapon. Let's cut back the Inquisitorius. Vader.
I mean, can
Why don't we
really
merge the
justify it?
positions? We'll merge the positions, and we'll just on their name tag, we'll let them still wear it that says Grand Inquisitor, but we're just going to pay them the normal Inquisitor price, but just with the same responsibilities. That gives
Yeah.
me Empire.
Oh yeah, that's very much Empire-esque for sure, absolutely. Char or Hereth, you got anything to add on that one? Not much. So no. So no. Use your words.
Hereth, I'm waiting for you.
I already used my words.
Use them again. I'm kidding.
Oh my
Oh.
God. Who talks?
What's
you
the next
talk?
question, Luke?
Me?
I talk first.
Yeah, what's the next question?
Yeah, we don't got anything to add. Go ahead.
Oh
Ask the next
my
question.
God.
No, you can. No, the guest
All right.
covered it perfectly. So
Zeb clutches up in this episode. How do you think this helps the group moving forward when they get into sticky situations? Because we see, obviously, Kanan, Ezra, and Sabine are able to like go with the flow of certain things, and Zeb's kind of, you don't really see him making those decisions much in the group. He's always the one following. So what was your guys' thoughts on how he handled himself throughout the episode?
I have never heard the term clutched up.
Yeah, he clutched up.
I thought
Yeah,
it
It's
was
like
that's a
but-
slang for some. That's slang past 2017. It's just like came to the rose to the occasion. Essentially,
you know what, but you know
Yeah.
the reason why that popped in my head, because my cousin spent the night over at my place, and my 7th grade cousin who was playing PS4 just said, "I fucking clutched up on that shot," and I'm like, what?
That
the
whole thing
fuck
is
does that
giving
mean?
very hello fellow kids.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, well, hello kids, clutch it up, right?
You clutched it up on the war zone. Do you want me to hop in on the battle royale and jump into the war zone?
Oh,
the kids that say
God.
like 45 times in
well,
one
I was
sentence.
trying to be clever, and now I see that I've made a huge mistake. But
This is
if
why I
anybody would
don't
like
live
to
in the
answer the
United
question, that would be just fantastic.
This is why we don't have open borders. To keep us separated.
Oh God.
Clutch up. Well, anyway, to answer the question, how does it affect the group going forward? I think not only is it I think it's not just because Zeb saved them. I think it's because the show is starting to take a turn where this is no longer wow. This is no longer just like a small band of rebels against like a little bit of the Empire. It's starting to show this is around the time when the Empire is no longer taking this rebelling as a joke or people running around pretending to be Jedi, and it's kind of like a lesson to specifically Ezra and Sabine, you guys can't just run around anymore and be on your own and do what you want, because the Empire is going to keep sending people, and they're not going to stop until they prove to you that they are the most powerful. because like we've heard so many times throughout Andor's run and just everything to do with fascism, like in order to keep like the biggest threat to fascism is someone who is willing to challenge it, someone who is willing to show that there is flaw. Like the threat to your power is people who don't want to succumb to it. And these kids are showing the Empire they don't care. The Empire is like, well, listen, if you're going to run around, you're going to run into the wrong person all on your own, and you're going to have to get rescued by the big half Wookiee over there. So I think that's like, it kind of teaches that lesson. And it also helps Zeb realize like, maybe I shouldn't let them go on their own, because this is no longer just the Spectres. Like this is rebellion versus Empire.
Yeah, I think this has a lot to do with Zeb. Oh, go Vanessa. I'm like frozen.
You're totally fine. I really liked this part of the episode with Zeb. It was very subtle, but like it was very brief. Like there are very brief moments in the episode where like if you're not paying attention, I was trying to think of like what would this episode be like from like my perspective as someone who's like watched so many things in Star Wars and like reads a lot about fascism and is a historian, is a film person from like all these different perspectives, but also like if I'm just a kid, and there's a point where I'm digressing, but I'll circle back. There's a point where they're like, your friend is dead. And if a kid just like kind of like runs into the room and is like, what the hell? And then immediately they jump to showing that no, Zeb is okay, and like they're just lying. But I thought there was like one interaction between Zeb and Chopper where he was like, yeah, like we're not really leaders, are we? They kind of acknowledge that they're kind of like side characters. They're the NPCs of the group. But I think I'm not sure who I would consider to be the leaders of the Ghost Crew at this point. I think Zeb and Chopper, they mostly like feel left out. Everyone is sort of like figuring out themselves. And it's important, especially like in a rebellion, people leading a rebellion. A leader's role is to make everyone like acknowledge their own traits, their own potential. I think it's unfortunate that they weren't able to be aware. Oh no.
No, you're good. You're good. You're no.
Please don't put me full screen. Back away.
Okay, whoever did that was out of pocket.
Well, you were doing such a great job. I wanted to highlight it.
I like seeing everyone's faces. Then I'm just like seeing myself, and I'm like
jump scare.
Like, I'm in a cave.
It's a Vanessa jump scare.
No, I thought something was wrong. Well, something was wrong. But I think I'm just thinking about how Leia like shows up later in the show and how we get to like see her own journey as a leader, and how she sees potential in Poe in The Last Jedi, and like he has to kind of like learn that lesson himself. And I was just trying to like see from that angle, like how does this come, like that journey of like discovering your own abilities, like how does that compare to Zeb and the whole like chin up thing. There were so many aspects that like it was just a very feel good episode, even though it had those like suspenseful elements.
No, yeah,
I
absolutely.
liked it. I liked it a lot. I feel like this is a very underrated episode. You see a lot of the dynamic of the group. So yeah, this is not a filler.
No, there is no such thing. There's no such thing as filler.
No, Luke hates that word.
In Star Wars, there is no fillers. There's no filler in Star
I don't know
Wars.
about that. I've watched Clone Wars, man.
It's like a character study show.
Yeah, it's a character study. Yeah, it's a character study.
I mean, the concept of filler in Rebels is basically dead. I will still argue about that because season 1, the TIE Fighter episode comes into play. Episodes like this will come back into play. We'll reference certain things and then bring back it later. So it's like,
here's the thing. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, like the stream.
Yeah, I already pulled that up.
And Jeffrey Miller. Thanks for
Thanks,
telling
Jeff.
people to luck the stream. Appreciate it. I think this is the first time I've ever seen him in stream, so that's awesome.
Welcome into Pod
Welcome. No, but I totally agree. I mean, filler is Goku and Piccolo going and getting their driver's license when they can fucking fly.
Yeah, I also think just like a TV format requires some sort of filler. It's more elongated. Like people refer to like the new streaming shows is because they're 6 episodes. Like it's going to be longer and like more spaced out than a movie. Yes. But I think it's like Hitchcock has this quote about how like movies are like sensory machines, or like people expect movies to be like these sensory receptive machines, and they kind of just like want everything to be told. But I think TV, it like helps people learn that type of patience. Also, these TV shows are made for kids. They're meant to be like watched in the background while you're playing toys. Like you have like the little oral cues. Yeah, exactly. But like you have oral, like you have these little like musical elements where you're like, oh, this part is scary, or this part is lighthearted, this part is whatever it may be. I'm going off.
No, I love it when Vanessa goes on a tangent. It
film, bro.
But I also
actually, people, I love it.
Jeez.
Yeah. But I always felt like with Rebels, it's like, yes, their target demographic was definitely for sure fucking kids. But I also will say there are definitely elements they threw in for the older Star Wars fans that grew up with Clone Wars, with Ahsoka and Vader and that kind of stuff. So it's like, it's kind of, I usually say, yes, it's targeted at kids, but I also say it's for everyone most of the time.
This is definitely supposed to be like a scary episode for kids. I don't know. I wasn't a kid when this came out, though, so like I don't know what it would have been like. But this gave me like the vibes of like the Geonosian like worm episode, like that kind of like trying to spook you. Except that episode still spooks me, and I'm not a kid. So, but like this, like
yeah,
this,
I thought about. Wait, you go.
No, you go.
No, you. I thought about the episode in Bad Batch, when everyone in the whole season, they had been getting their head bonked. And then finally, Wrecker just like, flips out. That is one of the most suspenseful moments I've ever felt in Star Wars, which is like, again, it's like sort of targeted towards kids. But I think it was more like the coloring and the setting that like reminded me of that, and like maybe the music. I need to rewatch Bad Batch. 40 days, guys.
Well, and also, Vanessa,
40 days.
I think the other thing is that also in Bad Batch, when they drop the supplies into that one shaft thing, and they have to be quiet, and all the bats come.
That's like what my mind went to immediately.
That's what my mind went to. That's kind of like the suspense stuff, but also like elongated horror kind of feeling like that. That's absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely true.
I love horror so much.
Yeah, but that is going to be the end of my segment. Char, it is now yours.
It's my time to shine, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
It is insignificant next to the power of the Force because it's lore. And today's lore is going to be about droid partners.
It's corn.
A big lump of knobs. That's the juice. I know. But today's lore is going to be about droid partners. So in this episode, we're introduced to the Seventh Sister and her ID9 seeker droid companion to help her hunt down her targets. Many characters throughout Star Wars have droid counterparts, such as Anakin and R2-D2, General Leia Organa and PC-4CO, Ochi Bastoon and Dio, Cassian Andor and K2SO, Marva and B2EMO, Dexter Jetster and Flo, Hu Yang and the entire Jedi Order, Poe Dameron and BB-8, Lando and L337, and last but not least, Padme and C-3PO. A lot of these droids serve a specific purpose, and were treated a different way. We all know how Ochi treated Dio with his abusive tactics and his very he would lash out at the droid.
Very perfectly normal relationship with droids. Definitely was.
And we all know how Lando treated L3 with them being partners, literally.
I love them. So
all of you guys, I want to ask you, what droid would you want to have with you for the rest of your life? Remember, this isn't a one-time thing.
R2.
This droid will follow you in a battle.
R2.
This droid will protect you from criminals.
R2.
This droid will pour you a cup of spotchka.
R2.
Everything. Who is
Literally.
it and why?
Literally, it's
Chopper.
R2. It's R2.
I think I want a droid that can talk. I want a droid that I can chat with. You know, like I will learn droid. I don't care. That little motherfucker.
You learn binary, I guess.
No, I want them to make the scene in Revenge of the Sith canon when Anakin's like, "Oh, he means beep boop beep boop."
Yeah.
I watched all of the deleted scenes like more than the movie. I think when I was a kid, like I always watched the behind the scenes because I was just so interested in it. So when I went to like rewatch, but like I went to rewatch the movie, like I know it had been many years since I saw Revenge of the Sith, and I thought the droid beep boop was like in the movie, and I was heartbroken that it wasn't.
Yeah.
I thought that Anakin spoke droid.
I mean, is up. No, wait, no, it's down.
No. Wait. Hold on. No. Beep boop is down.
And then they would do the hand signals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was also a really good scene. But
also, the Roger, when they get in, they just like after they kill the droid.
And then Captain Rex took them at and was like, Roger.
I think I would have to have L3. I love Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and in my headcanon, L3, when she survives, she writes the Star Wars equivalent of Fleabag, and I need that show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like you have to really think about what droids you're gonna pick, because like there's droids that have done like some stuff that like isn't very common with a droid, like General Leia and PZ4CO or PZ. PZ wrote a fucking memoir of Leia. Like they do these things that are very, very like little, but they have a very big part of who they are.
It's either R2 or BD.
I was gonna say, I was waiting. I didn't want to interrupt people. I was gonna say BD1. That was gonna be my answer. Because I mean, come on, who has the balls to like jump on Vader and try to shock him? Only BD.
Droid rights.
Droid rights, yeah.
This is Lola Erasure. I think Lola is a great droid. She's so cute.
Lola's a good one too.
Yeah, everyone liked Obi-Wan Kenobi for Obi-Wan. I liked it for Princess Leia and Alderaan. So we're not the same. I think K2, like I'd love K2, but he's just so tall that I would get really uncomfortable around him. I just look up all the time and I'm like, hi, you're super tall and you're making fun of me for no reason, and I love it. But also Chopper, like Chopper's my go-to, but I can't speak binary, so I think I'd get really frustrated. He'd say something and be like, I have no idea what you're saying, bro.
I would learn binary for R2. I love that son of a bitch.
Dude, I can't learn beep boop or bot beep. Like,
I feel like if you chose Chopper and if you like started talking back to him, I feel like he would try to tackle you. So. Hit his head on your leg or something.
He just sounds like Oscar the Grouch.
Like, remember that scene? I don't know what episode of Rebels it's in. He might have done it more than once when he just puts his arms out and starts spinning his head and like smacking a stormtrooper like repeatedly. He'd do that to me.
Also, Luke, don't disrespect my man Dave Filoni like that with the Chopper voice.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yep, Mandalorian.
I think Chopper or K2. I don't think I could handle like C-3PO. I think I'd lose my.
No one's picking 3PO.
Oh,
what about goddamn annoying?
Oh, what about? I love 3PO.
What about Afra's 2 droids?
Oh, 000 and what's
000.
the other one's name?
I can't think of the other
Wait, how did I not think of this until now? I'm a fucking idiot. Mr. Bones.
Oh, Mr. Bones. Oh my
Mr.
God. Mr. Bones would be fantastic, actually.
He would kill everyone. I couldn't. It's like, imagine you're walking around and some kid sees your droid and they just collapse to the ground crying. And you're like, it's okay. He's only killed like 30 people. Like, it's okay.
Honestly, IG-11 just for Taika Waititi's voice. Just saying.
BD when he gives me tie your shoelaces while you're not looking vibes, and you just watch them spill after your argument.
Oh, that's perfect.
But I love Mr. Bones just because, like, in the audiobook, his voice is like super insanely high pitched, more than usual, and it's like, you're just like,
Yeah, he's really odd. I love Mr. Bone. How did I not Gonkatine, bro?
Oh my
Gonkatine.
god, for the bit.
What am I doing?
Oh,
Someone take my
man.
this away from me. Take this
I
away.
hope
hell.
somebody that comes from your server just roasts you for not mentioning Gonkatine. Just saying.
If they joined, I did tell them to, but I doubt they did. They're all like 5, so they might be asleep.
Yeah, so Jesse, which droid do you pick? You did name a few, but you got to pick one.
I'm really torn between K2 and I think I'd have to go with Chopper. I just think Chopper's really funny. And then if I needed something done, I could be like, Chopper, if you do this, I'll let you like shoot someone because he loves committing crimes. So Chopper.
Yeah. Because I feel like if you're going to be living with this droid for the rest of your life, I feel like it needs to have humor. It needs to have that funny side, and Chopper has a whole load of it.
I could ride on top of him.
You can. Well, Vanessa, what is your droid?
The
Your
L3.
one droid.
I
L3.
need that, like, what's that thing? The like exchange she has with Kira when she talked about like her relations with Lando. And
Oh yeah, when they're
Kira's
sitting on the
like,
ship.
They're sitting on the ship. And he's like, he's so into me, and I'm just not. Like, he has a thing for me, and it gets so uncomfortable. It gets so weird. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure she survives and long enough to write Star Wars Fleabag.
Yeah,
It's
she'll
like,
be
yeah,
a
the Star
droid,
Wars
not a
hot
Navi
priest.
computer.
I don't know who the Star Wars hot priest would be, but we need that. And then instead of the fox, it would be a Lethal cat. Yeah.
Awesome. So we have Chopper, and we have. Oh, I'm not going to point. Vanessa says L3. Hereth, you're going with Mr. Bones? Or who are you going with?
I'm gonna go Mr. Bones. I was gonna go with BD, but Mr. Bones would just be a fucking vibe.
Okay. Luke.
R2.
It's always R2. You're like, it's nothing
fucking
different. You
love
were saying
R2.
R2 before I even finished the question.
Well, I mean, he can literally do everything that you just said. Literally everything. Like,
okay.
He is my Swiss Army knife. Literally. He is my Swiss Army knife.
I mean, I'm going to have to go with K2SO. I mean, he is my favorite droid. And he is tall, but I mean, I'm tall as well, so I'll have to look up too high to him.
Wait, how tall is a K2SO?
K2SO, he is 7'2".
You only have to look a foot up,
You're
Char.
Yeah, you're like
7'1", 7'2".
Char, you only have to look half an inch up, maybe a foot.
Char,
you're
wait. Char, did you just say that you were 6'1"? That's
no, I'm saying K2SO is like 7'1", 7'2", around that height.
Oh, okay, all right.
The benefit is he could step on you.
He could. That'd be good back massage.
If you were into that type of stepping on
back massage,
like Lando is.
But like, what I'm afraid of is like, what if Hereth just comes over with BD, and then in Fallen Order, you know how BD units can hack
I said Mr. Bones. You don't have to worry. You don't have to worry about that one. I said Mr. Bones.
Because in Fallen Order, if you are going after a KX series droid the same as K2SO, if you do enough damage, your BD is able to hack into the droid and make it fight for you. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, whoa, what if Hereth's BD unit hacks my droid and it starts coming after me? No, terrible. Well, but yeah, K2SO. So, all right.
Is it time?
That is it for the lore segment. Let's go to the interconnectedness.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
Nothing happened at all during.
Not at
all. We definitely did not flip each other off and scream "fuck you" at each other like for like 30 seconds.
No.
But you spoiled the behind the scenes fun.
Damn it! That was gonna be on the Patreon.
Damn it!
Silent, just us just going like, just screaming backstage. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, go on to my segment. We're definitely not going to talk about Inquisitors because it's totally not the obvious yet. We're talking about fucking Inquisitors. So, again, for the first time everyone watched this episode back in 2015. Again, it feels so fucking long ago. When I say 2015, yes, it was 2015. We learned that obviously after the Grand Inquisitor's death, there's more Inquisitors. So, again, this is just more of a in-world question, but I'm going to go in-universe second. So, what are you guys' thoughts on when you guys first watched it that there were multiple Inquisitors? Was this your first encounter with the Inquisitors was in Rebels, or did you guys watch other mediums like, or read like Beta 2017 or Fallen Order and then like get back into Rebels? Like, what was your kind of like order on that, and what were your thoughts on like the multiple brothers and sisters in the Inquisitorius?
I think I watched Rebels before I read Beta 2017. I think that's how it went, because I remember like I was watching Rebels when I had online classes because of like quarantine, and so I would plan my days and like I watched Twilight of the Apprentice Part 2 like in between classes. And I was like crying.
That's a
So
rough
That's
period.
It was okay. I think I had my camera off or something. I don't remember. I don't remember. But yeah, I was introduced to the Inquisitors through Rebels, and then I kind of like understood them more through Vader 2017. I really like that run. It's a good run. I feel like you had a part 2 to the question. I'm like not answering it though.
No.
No,
Okay.
no, definitely. No, again, it was. I had a feeling everyone on the panel went through Rebels first, but you never know. Sometimes it's like
Yeah.
that is interesting.
Yeah, I went through Rebels first.
I mean, you
it
had
went-
Sith Council videos, Luke. We all knew
Oh
this.
yeah, Sith Council
The-
videos where we broke down every episode of Star Wars Rebels when it was first releasing back in
Oh yeah, what about
2015.
Gridiron Guys? Best YouTube channel.
Dude, yeah, Patreon, man, if we get big enough, we'll bring it back.
Oh, I was gonna pull up the Gridiron Guys logo that I then you deleted it. Dang it.
Ah,
Anyway,
but anyway,
Jesse, go ahead and tell us when you were thinking about when you first saw that there were more Inquisitors.
So I got into Star Wars lore like way before Star Wars Rebels came out. So I was young, but I knew that there were like in Legends there was more than one Inquisitor. So like when I saw there was more than one in canon, I was like, oh, this makes sense. That's how it was. But when I saw them, I was like, oh, I thought they'd all wear the same outfit. I like genuinely was like, why don't they wear the same outfit? And that was literally my only thought was, wow, they're not wearing the same outfit. This is weird. Like, I don't know what was going through my mind there, but I watched this episode back in, you say it was 2015?
2015.
yep, 2015.
Gosh.
Yeah,
I don't
Before
fully
the
remember.
Force Awakens even came out.
before the
Yeah.
dark times.
I don't really
They
remember.
were dark times. Those sequels were great.
Okay, because Rebels was what season 1? What started fall 2014, then went through spring, and then
So this
started
was
back
the
on
fall of 2015.
15. Yeah,
Jeez, I don't remember. I was like, I don't fully remember my thoughts. I was still in like grade 8. Bro.
I was 13 years old.
Yeah,
Oh my
me
god,
too.
y'all were. I was out of college. I mean, I've always been out of college, so I guess I can't really use that. But
am I missing another part to the question other
No,
than knowing my thoughts?
No, that's exactly what Vanessa asked. She's like, "Is there something else I'm missing?"
We
But,
just think the same.
Yeah, back when I watched when it came out on Disney XD, because from season 1, his name was the Grand Inquisitor. So I was like, wait, so he's like the top of the Inquisitors. He's like the Inquisitor. So I'm like, there's obviously got to be more. They're gonna dive into him more once the show goes on. And then obviously they showed the seventh sister and the fifth brother. And then the Darth Vader 2017 comics came, and we get the eighth brother. I mean, later on in Rebels, we get the 10th brother. We get so many different Inquisitors. And then Fallen Order, we get the second sister. We get the ninth sister. We get the sixth brother. And we get so many different characters that just because of Rebels just added so much continuation to the Empire.
And then now we have Blank Inquisitor in Tales of the Jedi. We still don't know where he's at, who he is.
The lamest freaking Inquisitor. He looks so cool, and he died so fast.
I don't know who's lamer, Sixth Brother or
Yeah,
this
he
Inquisitor.
died like the Elder in Visions, just dust.
Yeah.
Deflated. Like, I was like, how am I supposed to take this seriously, bro? Okay. Okay.
He was like, Ahsoka Tano, I'm
Oh
gonna
my
kill
God.
you. And she's just like, all right, bet.
You didn't have
Hey,
to like.
Ashla, how are you? Whoosh.
What? I didn't have to do the.
No,
And he just
I,
like
no,
face.
I took notice of the deflating, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like little like subtle callback to A New Hope, to Obi-Wan, to the little deflation, like where it
connected that
all
with?
started. That's where I was like, oh, okay, like gravity. Good to know that they have it over there. And then you think of
Yeah, like a balloon flying around the
Yeah.
room. Yeah, that was my.
But again, I do have a second question that's more in universe. So again, I find this interesting with the context of other mediums with like Ahsoka and especially Cal Kestis. So I'm gonna just blankly ask this because now it's interesting. Why didn't you think Kanan knew there were multiple Inquisitors? And then there's a kind of a second half to the question of why didn't you think Ahsoka told Kanan that there were multiple Inquisitors? Because that may have been necessary information. Because they're like, hey, Kanan, we got multiple Inquisitors here. You know how you kind of killed the Grand Inquisitor? You kind of created a power vacuum. You may want to be aware of that.
I do wonder if they either didn't consider them to be significant, they meaning Ahsoka, like didn't consider them to be significant enough of a threat, and that they were just like Empire fanboys, like we see how they behave with one another, so maybe they're not really a threat. I don't know. They're also
Ahsoka's like,
kind of like,
I was gonna say, Ahsoka's like, I already killed them the same way twice. Like, they're not.
yeah. But I think, as for them, like, if Ahsoka was thinking that way, she wasn't considering, like, she's a skilled Jedi. She's not thinking of people that are, like, just learning those newer skills and, like, getting a hold of, like, being present and, like, not being super impulsive or, like, rambunctious or immature. And those are like traits that you can't really have or can't really use when you're with an Inquisitor. So I think it was a really interesting lesson to then like sort of juxtapose like how the Inquisitors are immature with one another to the immaturity of Ezra and how he realizes, like someone said this earlier, like Ezra and Sabine sort of realize like they need to get their shit together. Like they can't, like the rebellion is a serious thing. He's pointing to himself. I always say like I don't know who it was, and I'm not trying to
You're
not
just
give
trying to
credit on
forget
purpose.
me.
Yeah. No, I did that in my class once, and then I was like, someone said this really good thing. And my professor was like, yeah, that was me.
That's bad.
That's awesome. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Someone in those classes
like,
is a really good point. The professor's like, it's me.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but they made a really compelling point.
They were saying
it
something
sounds-
really good.
It sounds like I was like faking it, but I'm not. I just like I remember the point. I don't remember the face of like who said it. I'm more just like, wow. I'm just like struck with knowledge.
Yeah.
I'm just. I feel like I'm not answering your question though. What
Oh, you're
was it?
good.
Or just like remind me of it, and I'll respond more concisely.
Oh, I mean, you already addressed like the second half. The first half is why didn't you think Kanan knew there were multiple Inquisitors besides the Grand Inquisitor?
Yeah, maybe he just saw one of them. Maybe
Yeah,
he
he-
just saw one and was like, it's a fanboy. Nothing to.
Yeah,
He's just
the,
like-
the long
Also,
and the
like,
short of it.
You fight the Grand one. If
Yeah,
his name
yeah.
is Grand, then
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
like,
Kanan doesn't know any better.
okay.
He's just been like in his hoe phase for like 5 years, you
Oh
know.
my god.
Been in
Whoa.
his hoe phase for 5
Whoa.
years, and then like he is now teaching, and now he's just like, oh,
Kanan
I
is
should have
Grand.
guessed that there were gonna be more Inquisitors, but nope.
If you hear Grand too, like, don't you think that they've gone through all of the ranks
You
and
would,
this is like
yeah.
their last option? This is. You're just assuming there's nothing
Come
else.
on, Kanan, get it together,
No, because like,
bozo.
I remember watching the
I think that's,
episode. Oh, there you go.
I think that makes sense. I think that's a reasonable assumption to make. You would just be like, oh, well, these people, they clearly, like, they have some sort of organization. They have a
Yeah.
leader. Why would just their leader come to me?
And then he's like, well, they sent the Vader after me. They sent the Sith Lord after me.
Yeah.
Surely they would set the Inquisitors after me. Surely like this,
Yeah,
he wouldn't
they
just
wouldn't
bow out
tell
after
you
like
what
one encounter.
Yeah.
I think that's like Kanan's mindset was after they fought the Grand Inquisitor, Vader like obviously realized the Grand Inquisitor was the most skilled of the Inquisitors. Like we know that like almost for a fact, judging like the Grand Inquisitor went toe to toe with literal like some of the best Jedi alive. He fought Jocasta and survived, so he's pretty good. But I think like after his death, if Vader's coming after him, they see him, and Ezra's like, "Is that an Inquisitor?" And Kanan's like, "No, that's a Sith. Like we're totally done for. This is not just an Inquisitor." And once they lose Vader, I think Kanan's mindset is, well, if the Sith Lord doesn't think we're this much of an issue or is done with us, I don't think that anyone else is coming. I have a feeling he knew there would have been more than one Inquisitor. Like, I feel like at that, like, after hearing the name Grand Inquisitor, he would know. But also, like, if he didn't know, like, he didn't, I guess he just wouldn't put it together. I don't know. He was kind of a drunk for a long time. So maybe
yeah, he was in his host phase. Come on.
Yeah.
Because the reason why I mentioned that, because I remember watching the episode, and the episode ends with like Kanan being like, "Oh, there's multiple of them," and like it just like starts playing the Imperial March, and he's just like very sad in like Hera's arms. You're just like, Kanan, you dumbass.
Yeah.
I think
Fucking
he
idiot.
realizes that there's multiple Jedi who have decided that they don't need to stick to the Jedi. Like the Jedi failed them. But also, like the Ahsoka part, that I don't know why she wouldn't say anything. Like, I guess she didn't really feel like they needed to. Like, she thought, well, maybe Vader's going to be the one who's coming after them.
Maybe she figured they wouldn't go after them. But I think that's also like an issue with like how people in the rebellion like perceived each other and like how not valuable they are to the rebellion, more like what is their place, what is their role, like are they leaders, what is their place like in the ranks. And this was sort of like a wake up call for anyone. If you are anti-imperial at all, like you will probably be gone after in some sort of way. I mean, we see that in the Ahsoka novel too.
Yeah.
Like, what is it? I think I read this a while ago, but I think there's that scene where like someone doesn't feel like celebrating Empire Day, and then they get beat up for that.
I think
Like,
it's
that
in the
was very-
first chapter when she tries to escape off world. I think it's when the celebration's happening, and she's like, "Oh fuck this, I'm out."
No, yeah, and I mean also think about what Andor just showed us.
Yeah.
mean,
oh my God, Brasso.
Yeah, Brasso.
GP.
Ethan.
I'm just gonna use Marva's
Just give him
fucking
the backhand.
No, remember he uses Marva's brick and then punches it into
Actually,
with Marva's
It's like, how's that guy still alive?
Is it right for me to say that's what Marva wanted?
yeah, but yeah.
That concludes my statement.
And
it's time.
Char.
Hi.
3 interesting facts about a certain Rebels arc that you didn't know about until now.
Part 12, Always 2 edition. Fact 1, fluent in over 1.5 languages. This episode shows that Ezra is making an effort to learn Chopper's mechanical language. He's nowhere near Sabine or Hera's fluency, though, conversely, Zeb can't understand a word. Fact 2, the lack of faith is still disturbing. Admiral Constantine's hushed complaints about the Inquisitor are meant to make clear the separation between military and spiritual sensibilities within the ranks of the Empire. Officers like Admiral Moti and Admiral Ozzel would have similar misgivings toward Darth Vader in the films. Fact 3, the original name for the Seeker droid. The Seven Sisters droids are ID-9 Seeker droids, as I said earlier. Its production name was called Parrot Droid. And there you have it. Those are the 3 interesting facts about the Always 2 edition. Or episode. Yeah.
The way you said that was very like, am I going to think about how I want to say this last part? Edition.
Yeah.
But
I was like,
With
so she's at
that,
work.
let's get to ranking this episode. Bad is ensign, okay is lieutenant, good is captain, great is admiral, chef's kiss is grand admiral. Jesse, with it being your first time on the podcast, what is your ranking?
What if next time this is a totally side note. Next time you did an episode, you just threw everyone off and went with the British thing and said lieutenant instead of lieutenant. Just throw 'em off,
lieutenant.
throw 'em off. I'd say I'd say this is like an admiral level. Like it's good, well, it's great, but it's not like the best because it really does deal with like this familiarity aspect of the Inquisitors are like Sith. They are supposed to give you that feeling of this is what the dark side is like, and they don't really like obviously they're not the main focus of the show, but they don't really give us a lot from me of what I think they could have on how dangerous and how intimidating these people are. Like they weren't just like the police. They weren't like stormtroopers. Like these people were the equivalent to like I'm trying to think of who they would be to the Jedi because well, the Jedi are based off of a group that literally destroyed themselves. So that's kind of the scary part is these were former Jedi who have decided that their order is not worth keeping around and they want to get rid of it. And they don't really build up enough on that for like the whole show. And so I think just for that reason, it stays just below a chef's kiss. But other than that, like the comedic aspects, like one of my favorite parts is when Ezra is saying, you got to keep your head up and he smacks his face and falls right over. Like, and it's a really good episode for everyone who's in it. And it just reminds us that Rebels is the best thing in all of Star Wars and everyone should watch it if they haven't.
Absolutely.
That's fair. Vanessa?
I was also going to say it's a great episode. I think it has a lot of value. It showed us like all these different dynamics. Like Jesse said, like we see a lot of how the Inquisitors are. I think that because it's a kid show, we're obviously not going to get like Kenobi level, like cutting off a woman's hand. Which is so good. Oh my god, when that happened, my brother like cackled out loud.
That you don't have any authority. Just loses her hand. I'm like, okay,
but Reva being like arms out and just like that kind of shit. You're just like, damn.
Yeah, but I think like because Jesse was talking about like a real world equivalent. We love realism in Star Wars, don't we?
But Vanessa, Star Wars isn't political.
But it's not political. It's not real. There's nothing that the real world. It's not based on anything in the real world.
Screws, those don't work. How do we expect them? But how do we expect them to put ships together? Don't they have to use like
with the Force? Yeah.
But that's not how the Force works.
Yeah, I've ever played Lego Star Wars. See how they build that stuff? Easy.
I do more.
Gonkatine.
Yeah.
Gonkatine knows.
But we don't get any coins in real life, though. So that's not fair.
Yeah. I think now I'm just like comparing it to Kenobi right now. I think this episode is very good at like showing their dynamic in a very concise way, the Inquisitors, which I liked. But like going off of Jesse's statement, like I think the Inquisitors like talked a lot about how the Jedi code, it's an itch, like they can't help themselves, it's just who they are, and like spewing that type of dangerous rhetoric, like that was very interesting to see how they kind of like how the writers of Kenobi like extrapolated what we know about Inquisitors into something even more, like bringing it more into the real world and like showing how dangerous like even sharing dangerous rhetoric can be, how language can be just as equally violent as like physical violence can be. So I thought that was interesting. However, to answer your question, this episode is great, but I'm not giving it Grand Admiral or a Chef's Kiss, like just because it's not iconic. It doesn't have that iconic status. It's not Twilight of the Apprentice, you know. It's not any of the iconic episodes that you can like name off the top of your head.
Gotcha. That's
You know?
fair. That's fair. Char?
I'm gonna give this an Admiral. I think it had a lot of bright moments, and it introduced the seventh sister and the fifth brother, of course, and obviously we get one of the very few very great Zeb moments, because we don't really get many Zeb moments other than the one instance later on in the show with him and Callus and many different things. So
and the Lasan.
Mhm.
He has that episode as well, or that
Yes.
arc as well.
Yeah, he gets very few spotlight moments, and this was one of those episodes. So,
But when
yeah,
he
I'm gonna give
does
this an
get the
Admiral.
spotlight, he does kill it.
Yeah, he
does a very
does.
good job.
And like that's the beauty of Rebels. Like each one of the members of the Ghost Squadron have the spotlight. They have their highs and they have their lows.
Mhm.
Zeb had his high moments, and some had their low moments. So, yeah,
Yeah.
give this one an Admiral.
Hereth?
This is very interesting because, like, at first I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give this a captain," and then, like, after hearing everyone explain it, I'm gonna lean Admiral. I thought, again, I think it's a good episode for Rebels. I think it's very interesting. I think, but when you add in like the Inquisitor aspect and like how they and like just little amount of time they basically explain all this history about them, it's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I will have to go Admiral as well. But oh man, that my voice is going out. Hey guys, you want to go play some baseball? Anyway, that is gonna be it for this episode. I want to thank everybody. I was really busy with Thanksgiving stuff, so I didn't get to like make a whole like thing about Thanksgiving. But I just want to take a moment and say that I'm very thankful for everybody in the community. I'm very thankful for Hereth and Char for all the work that they do behind the scenes and just being the two best co-hosts that I could ask for. Stop throwing tomatoes at me. You're really distracting me right now. I appreciate that. But no, I appreciate all of the people that subscribe. If you've been here, if you've been here since day one, thank you. If you were just now tuning in and liking our show, liking our content, you guys are just as amazing, and we appreciate the support. But we are going to that's going to be it for this one. Jesse, where can the good people follow you on the social medias?
On TikTok at mentally ill Sith Lord, all one word, and Twitter at mentally ill Sith. I said earlier it was the same. I just realized that it's not because Twitter doesn't let you make your name that long. But TikTok, I am not very consistent on posting, but maybe that'll change because Gonkatine episode whatever comes out on Monday. So
He doesn't even know the episode of his
I don't
own
even remember
show.
what episode it is, but there are going to be some Star Wars Rebels characters in it, so maybe you should all go watch it.
Wait, Jesse, how'd you get the? I didn't even. I got the $100 one, and I didn't give me any of the.
He just built like that.
Like the new one?
Built different.
Yeah, like I bought the deluxe
Literally.
edition. I bought it like for $100 when it first came out. I should get all those characters.
No, you have to pay for the new pack.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Capitalism at its worst. Okay, capitalism at its worst.
What is capitalism at its best? Let's
Never.
start there.
It's never. But
The
we don't have enough,
Empire.
we don't have enough time for that. Vanessa.
That's another discussion for another
Ooh.
podcast.
That is another discussion for many other Star Wars Rebels episodes about capitalism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Vanessa, where can the good people follow you?
Oh, I'm also like I don't post ever.
Don't follow her.
She's a good follow though.
I am a
Time to
good
time.
follow. What is that? Oh,
No,
like
she's not.
Yeah, like your art and stuff. What'd you think that
Art?
meant?
I don't know what I thought. I think at first I was like, I'm just a good like number to have around. Like I won't unfollow. No.
No.
Because you forget
I get what
she's
you
following
mean.
you.
No, I do forget that I follow people a lot, and then I'm like, you're still there. Oops. Whoops.
Gotta remove you. Click.
Yeah.
Vanessa's actually been a Star Wars Theory fan all this time, and you didn't know.
Yeah.
Anyway. but if you would
yes,
like
my
people to
TikTok
follow you.
is Vanessa Skak. VANESSA
Skak
SCAC.
Attack.
Skak Attack.
The
Maybe I'll change it
Skakalosi
to
gang.
that. And then my Twitter is Chad Nessa at Pellegrino Lover. I think it's Pellegrino LUVR because
Yes.
hashtag Tucci Gang. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything else? I have nothing. I have no prospects.
If you don't follow Vanessa,
that's not true.
if you don't follow Vanessa on social media, you're just gonna piss off Kingpin.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, you don't want to do that.
You embarrass me in front of Vanessa.
I need to find
me in front of Vanessa.
I need to find me a tall, broad, bald guy.
Star Wars theory.
Oh my
Oh no.
All right. Well,
Oh, no.
on that one. Hereth, where can the good people follow you?
Damn, you just skipped over Char like that. That was
Well,
disrespectful.
It goes. Yeah.
Okay, that's why it just threw me off this entire episode because I was like, wait, why just skip over Char?
No.
You can find me at Hereth Productions on TikTok and Instagram. You can find me at Hereth_edits on Twitter, even though I don't know why Twitter is still up. You think it should be gone by now, but it isn't. And then you can find me Hereth on Hive. I always fucking forget about Hive. And then you can find me here on the Pod Ones. Also, 12-hour stream.
Oh, yeah.
In a week.
Oh, one more thing. Stream Beings of the Galaxy.
Yes.
Where all pods are cast for clear skin.
We're
And
all-
shop from Far, Far Away Factory. And all the other things.
Yes.
I'm forgetting it, but
Luke, I swear to God, I thought you were gonna throw the banner up for some stupid reason.
No.
I was thinking about it.
Char, where can the good people follow you?
Good people, you can find me on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at CharCharJ, as spelled right here. And you can find me here at the Pod Ones podcast every Thursday night as we cover our Star Wars Rebels rewatch. Next week, we'll be covering Season 2, Episode 6, Brothers of the Broken Horn, with Hondo Wanaka.
Ando!
I smell profit.
I love Hondo in this show so much.
My boy Ezra.
Pirate Jedi!
Ezra Bridger. Anyway, you can find us at the Pod Ones on all of our social media, including Hive. We'll try to get, well, at least I'll try to get more consistent posting on Hive, but it's kind of at its stage where it's like a baby Twitter, so you don't really, it's kind of got its glitches and whatnot. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Also next Saturday, if you're not doing anything, 12-hour stream. We are going to start off with trivia. Then
I'm gonna win.
And then we're gonna play Battlefront 1, and then we're going to do a 4-hour D&D one-shot with St. Pat and the lovely ladies of Sith Faced will be joining us for a one-shot D&D campaign that will last 4 hours, and then we will what?
The characters are fucking wild.
The characters
from
are
what
great.
we described, I was like, oh, this is gonna be great.
Is there a Tusken Raider? No. So
Anyway, we didn't want Darth Crate in it. Sorry.
how dare you? He is so original.
And then we will end the night with games and then a movie. So if you guys would love to come and hang out with us, it'll be next Saturday, noon Central Time, so 1 Eastern Time and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
I'm gonna be in the gutter.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fantastic because you know what? Hereth will be in the gutter for the first half of it, and then me and Char will be like barely alive in the second half of it.
And then I'll come alive in the second half.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But we look forward to seeing you all there. That's going to be it. On to the next one. Char.
You started, you idiot.
Oh, damn it.
You
It's on to the next
you don't even
one.
know.
You
Live
thought you
for
did
live.
something there, Luke,
Damn,
did you?
that's
You
the
thought you
second
did
time.
something.
This is the second time I've done it.
This is like the
multiple
this is like
podcasts.
is this like the second time you've done it like multiple weeks in a row?
Well, you know, it's on to the next one for Light and for Life.
We are all the Republic.
And may the force be with you.
Always. What the
Always.
fuck
Hey,
is
guys.
this?